Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix have done course. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where you can get it for, a newer version for $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, we went out to talk with Mikko in the forest, where we apologized to him. He asked what happened. We bore our soul to him, said we loved him, and he asked, "Do you still?" And we couldn't answer. And that really just made him angry. Because, emotions and stuff. Right now, the question is, could you go back and experience it again? Would you? Let's try yes. I wonder if this is some weird time travel thing, because we're back here. But for some reason the skip function is turned off. Odd. I wonder what happens if we said no. If this is going to be a thing where it's like, I don't know, what happens if we say no? I say yes because that was our first choice. You said my face. Choices. A few different decisions, and I could have been somewhere else. Back at home, we're now single. We're living in the sunny Spain. And there are so many things I could be doing. I was thinking of studying computer science too, or getting into arts. There's so many paths in my life. Could have gone down. There weren't really good or bad choices. Is that what the film was saying? But did I really choose this one myself? Or was it chosen for me? Ha! Wait, are we Mikko now? It's Arvo. Or, me. That was something. What do you think? I liked it. It's too close to me. I think we've gone over this a little bit, so I'll just kind of skip on a bit. Because if you want to listen to me read it, you can go on the last one. Dark looks around it with discomfort, visibly overwhelmed. Can we get out of here? It's so stuffy. Sure, put on a jacket. I'll abridge, I guess. It's cold outside, frost flicking on my snout. But that's good. It's refreshing and biting. Fits the mood. Wind sings, blowing through the forest, tree branches swaying under gusts. I glance at Dark, walking beside me. The excitement wells up in me, underlines so many feelings. We're so close. The moment comes. I wonder, what do you think of the film? I'm glad this was the one they chose. Maybe it made him think about us, about alternate endings. What did he feel watching it? Maybe nothing? He looks the same, but he also looks kind of different. Like, more lithe, in a way. Does he like his own life? Remember the train tracks in the old sawmill? Of course. How could I forget? That was our favorite place for walks. And sometimes it lasted for hours and hours. Do you remember that one time went down it, past both bridges, and found the empty grain cell? I think I do. I'm not sure if I remember it now. It became almost like a vision. Grabbed that thread and pulled. Last year of middle school, wasn't it? And you packed salmonaki. Salmonayaki? I brought a whole bar of chocolate and no water. We had to wash our paws in the lake. The longest walk we've had, and one of the last. We came back home way past midnight. Yeah, I miss those days. That's why I felt like having some chocolate today. Yeah, it was a nice day, especially. Yeah. Wasn't there... Sorry, there's like noises in the background that's kind of in me. And also something else kind of caught a bit of my thoughts, because somebody's like, hey, why don't you do this? And it's like, no, I already asked for that time off. It work stuff. Wasn't there where I showed you the boars of Kanda? No, that was way earlier. You played some of their music there. Yeah, I remember. You said it fit the scenery. It did very well. Oh, that was so long ago. Feels like another lifetime. Quite. Almost incomprehensible how joyous that time was. Have I even been truly happy since then? Not like I've been back then, no. Without worries, sure, that future was bright. Wait, no, that future sure was bright. Sure, that future was bright. No, sorry. I need to breathe out a sec. Also emotions. Now, I again believe in that, but I'm still rebuilding on the ruins of the past me. Like another lifetime. Would you mind a little walk? I'd like to look at the sea. There's a nice view from one of the hills. Sure, I'd love to stretch and pause a bit. It's not a long walk from here. Dark knows that too, I'm sure. This is what I asked for yesterday. One evening, what I asked for. And then we met again on that hill. And if he's nervous, I can't really tell. You know, it had never occurred to me back then that we were living. I thought we were just getting ready to live for life. I let these years pass in the blink of an eye, days spent running around, thinking it was just a play. Just a play. I remember that feeling too. As if our days were endless, and we go on attending school, visiting each other, walking down train tracks, and running around lakes forever. It makes my heart feel softer thinking of it. But I'm angry too. Angry how little I mean to him. I don't know if you remember it, but back then, on the train tracks, we're talking about our future. What university and course we choose, what we do. It had to be not long before the exams at the end of middle school. I doubt we were thinking of it otherwise. 2 months before them. Does he really not remember? I could tell exactly which day it was, as if I looked at a calendar. It was Thursday, the day before holidays. We didn't have to worry about the time we had time and decided to walk until we got tired, or the sun would set. And the sunset came first. Funny how we ended up in completely different fields than we thought we would. Though you moved out just as you wanted. Yeah, I thought you'd say, and I thought you'd stay. I need to slow down my reading a bit, sorry. You never said anything about moving out. I moved out of Helsinki for high school already. Moving out further isn't such a great change. Isn't? Yeah. Helsinki. Why the move? And why so far? I don't think I asked before. I didn't want to go to the same middle school. I didn't have too many friends, remember? I thought a new start here would do me some good. And well, it did. I'm happy I moved out. You didn't have many friends? About Leslie, Nico, Dimitri, Jonas. Leslie and Nico? Is he that cruel? Does he really not remember? You tell me. They were your friends mostly. Dirk stops in his tracks suddenly. Will he turn around and run away again? But he doesn't. The echo of him from those times surfaced in my eyes, suddenly downcast. And is it guilt? No. How would I know? I'm just imagining things. But these might be our last moments as friends, depending on how it goes. Despite everything, I'd like to remember them fondly. So, how was it? Good. Scary at first. Suddenly find myself living alone in the big city this big, but I made new friends quickly. Then I found a job at the music store. I met the people working on game and looking for a computer. Though that was online, I couldn't complain. But now you're here. Yeah. I went to study marine animals, and in Norway, it's just much easier. I mean, we actually have workers not far from the coast of Oslo. Did you know? I didn't. Why marine Mammals? I don't remember you ever being so fascinated with them. I came later when I was living in a dorm and needed a bit of escapism. Around the time, I started to make music too. I like making bubbly sounds, songs that would make you feel like you're underwater. That was my original motivation. I liked music before, but didn't think much about trying my paws at it. I see. I wish I was an orca. Really? An orca? Yeah. They're apex predators. No one picks on them. They're strong and resilient and cool. And they have no obligations, no complicated past. Even though they are intelligent, possibly as intelligent as we are, free of the shackles of culture, they swarm where they want to, do what they want. Are they now? You'd be surprised. They not only understand words, they grasp the syntax of languages. I'm not sure what syntax means, though. They're terrific learners, and in captivity, they're absolutely miserable. Silence falls between us once again. You asked me what did I think of the film. I liked it. I understand it better now. I generally understand things much better now. Time creates distance, necessary to see things from the outside. Experience provides tools to do it. So you see it differently than the first time you've seen it? Yeah. Now I saw myself in it. When I looked the past, I looked the past the story and understood what it was trying to tell us. I think that's a typo, so print, boop. We always make choices. Even abstaining from the choice is a choice in itself. Even so, the outcomes aren't determined by us. All choices are equal, because we never know where they'll get us. So they are shaping our lives, but they don't put us behind the steering wheel. We can't be in control of everything. So I'm thinking it's better to let go sometimes. Give up on something we were pursuing and just accept that it's beyond our reach. Or accept that something we wanted turned out to be as awful for us. When we're there already, a meadow opens up before us, and just ahead is the top of the hill. It almost feels more like a symbol than a place. Numerous paths. There's only one past, and an infinite number of possible futures. Nothing is absolute and no choices are valid, but the consequences of them never go away, and with each, the future gets a bit narrower. The present is already decided, and it's not the present I choose for myself. I know what went wrong, and I don't know why. I tiptoe on in place, stuck in a loop, unable to let go. Oh, this is one we haven't read before, I guess. I wish I could untangle my past and do things differently this time. What would I have done to change things to be right? Should I have been more careful? Should I have gotten into different music? Or maybe I should have gone to a different school and never gone through this? Why did you leave me? Was I this boring? Was I too childish? Did I disgust you? What did I do? Did I hurt you? Have I failed you? Was I a bad friend? I was not caring enough? Damn. Was it something I said? Was I too honest or too blunt? Insensitive when you needed comfort? What was it? The way I eat pancakes or the shirts I was wearing? Are you ashamed of me? A lonely night travels across the sky. How alone it seems, surrounded by space, vast and empty. Like an orc in the sea, separated from the pod. I almost feel sorry for it. A feeling overcomes me like a lightning, almost making me fold in half, a true yearning. But I yearn for the impossible. I yearn for true understanding. So I guess what I was getting at was I started wondering where we would be if I made different choices. What other possible versions of us were out there, or lives we could have had if I didn't run away. Dark stops, and so do I, exhaling. I can't face him. I don't want to face him. To see my face right now. On the verge of tears already. The moment stretches on to forever. But now, we have to see it through until the end. And time is frozen. I can't look back, even if I wanted to. But this is what I wanted, didn't I? A confrontation and a resolution. I didn't want to carry this baggage anymore and pretend everything is alright. The moon emerges from the clouds bright. As I look at it, shining above the mountains, I could swear its surface flickers slightly. It has to be an illusion, though. The moon doesn't flicker, does it? Or maybe it's a sign. I can feel the past converging and converging and splitting apart. Of course, the future's been being set. My mind is like a unquiet water, its surface distorted with waves rippling. I can't see through it, beyond the emotions rocking my body. I must be looking so still, even if there's a storm raging inside. I don't know how to communicate these feelings I have. Sorry. What for? Silence. What did I do to deserve it? Silence. You can't even look me in the eyes. I thought I changed throughout the years, that I left everything behind me, but now, back here, next to you, I'm again the same person I was back then, years ago. So much is coming back to me, and it's confusing. And the worst part is that it's only the good things. Our trips, our walks, the evenings I spent at your place, sunny days, rainy ones too, a school library where we used to go to skip PE class, the music we'd listen to. The one time when I visited him for the Sophie online listing party, I think it was each time I listened to him. I think of it each time I listen to them. The floodgates opens. Memories flooded me, and with them, the emotions I associate with them. Happiness, heartbreak, absolute sense of belonging, the unreasonable belief that our days were endless. I remember how happy we were together, and there's a stupid hope in me that we could just forget everything and go back to being like that. I should be mad. I have every reason to be, but I'm not, even though I want to. Because, back with you, I feel that everything could be alright. It's humiliating, almost. Why can't I be allowed at least this? Not even revenge, but some righteous anger. I feel defeated. More silence, deafening, ringing in my ears. Can you say something? I'm sorry. I really am. I don't know how I could have acted like that. I look back in time, and I don't recognize myself. I'm ashamed of myself. No idea how much. I don't know what I could do to make amends for you, ever. You could start with telling me why. Why'd you stop talking to me? And then, why did your friends follow? Silence again. You have no idea how much you hurt me, losing you. I understood how much myself years ago in Helsinki. It was at work. The sort of new arrivals in the categories. I noticed a tiger standing in an aisleway. I thought it was you. They had the same ears, same style, and they're looking at the indie rock section. Then my heart fluttered, and without thinking, I came up to them. All I felt was joy. I almost lifted my paws from the floor. I felt like I was gliding. Only to notice it wasn't you. And then, after the disappointment, came anger. Anger at being put in this situation. With no choice given to me, no consideration, no explanation. Before that, I thought I got over you, but I didn't. When I met you here, at university, I had more control over myself. I thought at first that I could keep you at a relative distance, and we could just stay friends, and maybe meet up sometimes. I thought it'd be better to conceal any feelings I've had, and just try to keep some minimal contact. But then we both got into the science club, and I was seeing you more often. I panicked when I found out you were about the camp and heard that you'd be going. But then I thought, I can't run away my whole life. I have to confront you somehow, or at least find a way to let go. I wanted to see how you've changed. I thought that if we got a room together, I'd get to spend some time with you, and the feelings would just pass, and we could part ways in peace. But you wanted your own room, and I thought that maybe it was stupid, but you didn't even want to hang out with me, and I should give up. Maybe you didn't want to hang out with me. And then you sat next to me on the bus and started talking as if our old friendship had resumed. 2 days went by and you stayed over at my room. What I felt for you only resurfaced and deepened. So I guess I'm sorry too. Things went in a different direction than I wanted. Lyrics play in my head. A song I know well. Gotta hate when that happens. When you're stressed or something, or like there's these negative emotions, and then it's just like, hey, here's this music playing. It's like, great. If you could only live it once again. Yes, without a second thought. Dawn Chorus. The name of the game. It came out one summer morning and changed my life forever. I've listened to it so much since then that it became a soundtrack to my days. Always at the back of my head. I hear it every time something out of my control happened. I'd hear it every time my heart ached. I'd hear it in the tram, thinking about everything that's happened. The lyrics, wrapping my thoughts in words better than I ever could. I'd hear it every time it rained, and I looked at the cloud sky, colorless and melancholic. It add a bit of color to it. Dark. I loved you, and I think I still do. The words carry so much weight, but they don't feel weird to say. They didn't feel embarrassing. They don't even feel embarrassing. Why would they, really? I don't know what I want from Dark, other than a reason. I didn't even want an apology. It's out there, and that feels good. It's like a stone off my chest. I've broken out of the loop. I could give myself any hope that things would really work. Could I give myself any hope that things really would work between us? I think I'd be happy if I could just leave with a peace of mind. But even so, even if I was to cling to that flickering hope, can you start a new chapter if you didn't choose the previous one? Being apart was so hard for me. And now being together is even harder. I don't know what to do, but I had to put it out in the open. Mikko, why didn't I know? It doesn't change much, I suppose. It changes so much. Fucking hell, how could I have been so blind? I've hurt you and myself all for no reason. When we started making plans for the future, I started to feel like you were getting farther away from me. Suddenly, there was this distance between us. I thought you were putting it there because you felt I was getting too close. I was scared. I saw us growing apart, dreaming of different visions of the future. I thought Dark would want to stay with me there, but all I was talking about was getting away, moving out. I didn't want to move out. But then I didn't feel welcome anymore. I was in middle school, for fuck's sakes. I wasn't thinking about it seriously, and I wanted to put some distance between us because I didn't know how to approach this and take a step back and examine my feelings. It was a first for me. You had no idea how nervous I was. I had a crush on you. You can't imagine how great. It was like a fever almost. I thought you saw that and started to put more distance between us. I accepted that it would hurt you if I brought it up and tried to stay away from you. It was hard, like you can't imagine. The hardest thing I've done in my life. But I'm sure I had to. Mikko, I loved you too. I dreamt of spending the rest of my days with you. This can't be true. What do you mean? I mean what I said. I loved you. A wave of cold sweat runs down my back as everything I thought was true about these times crumble. It's like a gaping hole in the earth opening up underneath me. I fall without landing. Why then? Why did I suffer? If everything could have been so well. Do you feel something towards me now? Dark. Do you? Song again. It's the last chance. Silence. I thought so. Anger rises within me. I'm not sure at what, even. Dark. Or anything that has happened. Or maybe at myself? You've wasted my time. I have wasted my time trying to get back with you. Long leaps carry me down the hill, each leaving deep paw prints in the snow. Wind blows hard and loud, disorienting me, or maybe just my ears ringing. Some students stand at the entrance of the terrace, the little clouds of warm breaths mingling together. I ignore them and push through the door. For a few more seconds, and I'll be in my room. Clutching my chest, heart pounding loudly, blood harsh in my ears. I move along the corridor, praying I don't meet anyone familiar. I'm here. I slide down the door. There's a storm of thoughts raging my head, just deafening thunder. I want to jump out of myself. It's unbearable. I have to deal with it, the only way I know how. Moving across the floor, I sit down in front of the keyboards and turn everything on. New project, overwrite, clean slate. Program a simple pattern and send it to the synth. Just basic settings. This is the best part. A seed. The very bare bones. Some keys maybe, but nothing too much, just for the chords. This works, but maybe a small tweak of the sound. It could be a bit more rounded. Like this, should be fine. It's coming together. Now pads. Something simple, but lush. A cluster chord, dense, like a digital forest. Something I could lose myself in. The rain of digital noise. A sound I could walk into and dissolve. It's lovely. More, and more, and more. Louder. Louder. Love is brutal. Love is suffering. Love is pain. Oh, are we back out here? I'm not sure if we're staying out here, but with that sudden jarring thing, I think that's a good time to call it. Ooh, woof. Just kind of wondering what's going on here. I mean, like, yeah, sorry that some... Like, I felt like I was actually rated pretty decently, but also a bit emotionally. Oh, let's just say... I was not good to a friend, but also I felt like they weren't also good to me, because it was like, we were pretty close, and then they just seemed to ghost me. A lot. And it was always funny, because it would be like, I would message them, and they would almost always read it within, like, hours, 24 hours, nothing. I would be like, hey, how's it going? Nothing. Hey, do you want to play this game with me, or are you or here's this other interesting thing, or like it wasn't just hi, how are you? It's also like, hey, here's the thing I know you like. You want to talk about it, or you want to do something about it? Nothing. And then I guess subconsciously, well, like, then I got into a fight with them, and then I guess maybe it was a subconscious thing, because like it would just be this thing where they would we would talk normally for like maybe a week, and then they would quickly drop off and messaging me, and I wouldn't hear back from them for like weeks, months, and then as soon as I was like, okay, seriously, what the fuck's wrong? Did I offend you or something? Immediately they would be able to reply. And he would say sorry. I'd talk like I would talk anybody else, being able to, chat every other day. Not every other day, but like, as you would talk with friends, and then it would just drop off again. And we did that cycle for like a good couple of years. Until one time after a fight, I was just like, I don't want to hurt them anymore. I'm just going to stop talking to them. And they never replied. They never, like, contacted me. Just weird. Like, I don't like them that they ghosted me, like, a lot. But also, personally, on my side, just like... Because they were, like... We were close. Probably one of my closest friends. Especially at that time. And... just... stuff. But I know that I was, well, I don't know, maybe I was clingy or something like that. I know I was a jerk because I would get angry at them for like just long periods of time not talking to me, leaving me on red constantly. Just periodically, I'm like, I want to talk to them. I have sent them one message like years later that was like, sorry. And that was it. As far as I remember. That is one of my pet peeves when it comes to talking to people is when you message somebody and they don't reply to you. Like these days I'm just like, okay, if they don't reply to you, pass over it or maybe send them a message later, and if they continue not to, it's fine. I just need to grow a bit more thicker skin, but it's still one of my hugest pet peeves. Like if I message an artist or somebody I want to commission, or maybe somebody doing something, I'm like, hey, I send a message and then wait a little bit and it's like, send another message, and it's like, I don't get angry at it anymore, but still it's just like something that does bite at me hard. Oh yeah, and also for reference, I had a humongous crush on them. I really wanted to be with them too, you know? But it do be like that sometimes. And that was what? 5 years ago? Maybe more? I think I stopped talking to him like 4 years ago. So I guess God. I remember reconnecting him 10 years ago. So, well, anyways, yeah. Sometimes I don't like putting... I mean, this isn't political, so I guess it's fine, but it's also kind of the thing that's like, it's... Sometimes I inject myself into these things. Because it do be like that. Well, anyways, if you want to play this game, it's on itch.io, where you can get it for free. If you want to get the news version, it's on Patreon, $3 for the most... Not for the most up-to-date version, for an early version, but I think for a most up-to-date version, there's like something else. Go read sneak peeks. Oh no. And there's a new picture of lake. I like lake. Oh, are they gonna put a new lake on, or... Because I like Lake as he is. Oh, he still looks good there, but he also looks hella buff. Or buff. Anyways, Spay, neuter, animals, and all that stuff. And until next time, well, let's play. Me, GamerWolfSix. Done course. Thanks and see you.